What's good? It's your boys Have Money, and today I'm gonna go through this book by Froud. He's a fantasy writer and stuff, and he created this book called The World of Fairies. Now, let me just give my disclaimer. I know I talk about incubus and succubus spirits, but when it really comes down to it, though, they are simply called fairies. When it comes to the word incubus and succubus, is a term to describe these fairies as male and female. An incubus is a male fairy, and a succubus is a female fairy. If y'all hear some noise in the background, that's a damn mouse eating something. I don't know what the freak the mouse doing. But I'm downstairs in the kitchen. This mouse is making some creepy ass noise. Just ignore the noise in the background. I don't see it, but I think it's hiding somewhere. But you know what I'm saying? My house got hella mouses. But, I want to go through this book because, believe it or not, but the fairy kingdom, there's all different types of fairies within the astral planes or within the spirit realm. You know what I'm saying? Fairies are basically what you're going to see in this book. Most of them are simply demons, you know what I'm saying? Or fallen angels, whatever you want to call it. But with these fairy beings, they're just like star beings. Like star beings are different extraterrestrials. Fairy beings are just different beings from different dimensions in the spirit realm, dimensions of this earth, and so on and so forth. So, first of all, it's got a lot of nudity in this book. So let me just inspect this book. It shows basically fairies who got their breasts out. Forgive me, YouTube. But I'm gonna have to, what I'm saying? Okay. So as you can see, these are fairies right here. And as you can see, they do look demonic. So while I'm up here talking about fairies, well, instead of, the digital worlds, like I said, I already renounced the reality of this world when it comes to the digital world. But when it comes to a group of people in this world, see, I thought about the Delhi Indians, I thought about the Hebrew Israelites, I thought about even people within the hoodoo community. But in reality, though, all of them we all the same, which basically means we all still humans. And what I mean by that, for all of us to still be humans, I'm looking for a group of beings, like, for example, there's people out there that want to embrace the extraterrestrials as their race and kind. Whether it be the Greys, the reptilians, there's only two I can think of right now. I know the other ones as well, but I can't even think of it right now. But, for me, I'm not going to embrace extraterrestrials, even though I came in contact with them sometime in 2010. That's not my main purpose, because when it comes down to it, fairies and the fairy beings and the star beings are basically the same if you really do deep research. But as you can see, these are the fairies that he drew. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, these fairies, yeah, they do look demonic, but yeah, they are, actually fallen angels or that. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be honest, you understand. When it comes down to me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. You feel what I'm saying? When you practice yoga, meditation, all that stuff, these are the beings you're going to get in contact with. Why you thinking Google, if you search what happens when you open up your third eye, these are the beings you're going to get in contact with. You have no choice but to get in contact with fairies. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to people who resist them, that's when nightmares started. That's when they start having bad luck, jinx themselves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Whole 9 yards. But when it come down to it, I'm willing to embrace the fairy kingdom than the human race. But you know what I'm saying? This is another fairy right here. You know what I'm saying? Another fairy. This is a boy. I probably won't show the females because they're not wearing bras or nothing in this book. But these are, what I'm saying? These are male fairies. Oh, now the mouse is stuck in the trap. I see the mouse now. I didn't know it was stuck in a trap. So these are the fairies right here. You know what I'm saying? The top-notch fairies, and as you can see, these fairies. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the reason why I embrace the fairy kingdom and the fairy beings because I'm down there. You know what I'm saying? If I want to embrace a race or a group of people or a group of spirits in general, it will be the fairies. Now, when it comes down to these fairies right here, there's over 1 billion plus races of different fairies. Most of them haven't been fully discovered yet. And my mission, my goal is not only focus on the digital world, but the spirit realm as well. When it comes to the spirit realm, these are the beings I'm trying to connect with and trying to get contact with. You know what I'm saying? So Brian Froud, I got all his books saved on my wish list and my Amazon store website, app, whatever you call it. I got, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to have to resave them again because I keep on saving a lot of stuff in my wish list. So I'll have to look for his books and put it on top so I can make sure I can buy them. But, you know what I'm saying, I got this book from the library, if you wonder. I got this book from my library in my town. And when I first saw this book, I like, you know, I said, I need to rent this book. So, and when I rent this book, I started looking through it and I started feeling amazed. Like what I do is I rub my hand all over the fairies images and rub it in my face. You know what I'm saying? To help me to get connected with the fairies. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Now it's a little nude, but it's not that serious. But as you can see, these are spirits or fairies taken up as family members or relatives. And these are the rest of the fairies. You know what I'm saying? You look at the fairies right there. And as you can see, from the point of view, these are what fairies look like, and they actually, you know, fairies are fallen angels. But family, I know you wonder, are fairies evil to humans? No. There's a reason why they took the form of fairies or call themselves fairies, because when it comes to the fallen angels and stuff, even though they're fallen with Lucifer, they still have, you know, put it like this, the fallen angels, they want us to be like them. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Lucifer, he hates us or whatever, according to the Bible or what these Christians says. But when it comes to the demons or basically the fallen angels, they don't hate us at all, especially the ones who are faithful to the images of the gods and goddesses they take of. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you the goddess that I'm gonna be devoted to and faithful to in the name of hoodoo. As you can see, and she has some beautiful feet right here. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's a lot of, as you can see, she's not wearing a bra. But as you can see, these are fairies right here. So let me, you know what I'm saying? So these are this is a troll, I think. I think this is a troll. I'll skip a bit. No, I didn't. I think this is a troll right here. And as you can see, they look demonic. I mean, I'm going to be honest. They look demonic. And so there's these fairies right here. They look demonic. Yeah, I did not know that mouse got caught in a trap. I was wondering what that noise is and that mouse trying to get out of the trap. I mean, I ain't put the trap right there. My mom did, but you know what I'm saying? And I think these are trolls or goblins or whatever you call them. But you know, this is a giant troll right here sitting on a house. And I think this symbolizes, you know, I think bad luck or something. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but by the looks of it, it could represent bad luck. You know what I'm saying? These are other two fairies and a fairy right here. You know what I'm saying? These are other two fairies and stuff. You can't see their feet, but yards. And this is what this is what Brian Froud spelled the fairies as. You know what I'm saying? You can read this if you want to. You can pause the video. But this is how fairies are spelled, not how Disney spelled it. Disney spelled it differently, but you tell how actually experience fairy spelled. So when it comes down to the fairy kingdom and the fairy beings, there's over 1 billion plus. And I don't even wonder, how does over 1 billion plus and Lucifer fall with the 1/3 of angels? Well, the majority of these fairies can't be thought forms, and thought forms are basically artificial created spirits that were created by the fallen angels. Like they have the power to create multiple spirits. You know what I'm saying? They are called thought forms. You know what I'm saying? Most of these fairies you see in this book some of them are thought forms and some of them are fallen angels. It depends if you can describe them, but you know what I'm saying? These are another fairies right here. And yes, these are exactly how fairies look. If you open up your third eye, open up your consciousness and astral project and lucid dream, you will encounter these beings. You know what I'm saying? Which is why people call it nightmare, because they've never been around beings like this. But these are actual fairies. And there you have it, man. A whole picture of fairies right here. You know what I'm saying? A whole picture. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, yes, they do look demonic. They do look, I'm going to be honest, they do look demonic. You feel what I'm saying? So what I do is, I rub my hand on these, on this image, you know, rub it with my left hand, because I'm left-handed and I am part of the left-hand path. I am heterodoxy. And what I do is rub it in my face. and bless the fairies, help me, have the fairies bless me to see their spirit whenever I'm in outside or park or whatever you call it. Whole 9 yards. And these fairies are very, very, powerful. You know what I'm saying? They can bless your life. They can guide you in your spiritual path and stuff like that. So these beings right here, all these beings right here are my true race and kind. Not only in the physical plane, the physical world we in, but also in the spirit realm as well. Hopefully in the digital realm when they take digital form. But I'd rather embrace these beings right here than human beings. I'd rather embrace these beings right here than these human beings. You know what I'm saying? The human beings on this earth. I consider all these magical creatures as my you know as my one and only people, my chosen people at that. But but at the same time, I want to, like I said, I found this book in my library in my town, and when I came across this picture right here, I started telling my conscious, or either my spirit wife was telling me, this is the beings you need to embrace. These are the beings you need to accept and bring into your life. You know what I'm saying? If you want to renounce the human race, you ain't got to embrace a whole other race of people. You ain't got to embrace Delhi Indians or Haitians or people of the physical world that have issues. You know what I'm saying? If you want to become of the spirit world and digital world, but mainly the spirit realm, because the digital world won't be fully enhanced around 2040 and fully possible in 2050, which I'm gonna be way out of order. That's a hell of a long time. We haven't even made it to 2030 yet. My fallen angel wife, he was letting me know, these are the beings you need to embrace and accept. If you want to be part of us and want to become us, it's best for you to embrace the fairy kingdom, embrace the fairy beings. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can see, these are my people right here. These are my true race and kind people. So even though they look scary and stuff like that, but I know for a fact that they will take the fear out of me. If anything, they would have me fear myself than anything else. And what I mean by that is that when you embrace the fairy kingdom and the fairy beings, even though you might not know it, but they are actually fallen angels or demons, so you can have kids by these beings. And when you have kids by these fairy beings, your children are nothing more than servitors. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing more than servitors. And a servitor means servant spirits. That means you got them under your control and stuff like that. But as you can see, the reason I'm stuck on this picture because it shows a whole full picture of the fairies and how they actually look like. And that's why I like Brian Froud books. I'm going to buy every single book that he has on Amazon. Like I said, I got this book from the library, so I'm only reading this book. But, it's going to be a while until I buy his book collection, because right now I got to focus on embracing my mother, Yemoja, the Orisha goddess of the ocean. But even her, she wanted me to embrace the fairy kingdom, because when it comes to the fairy beings, they probably understand me more than human beings themselves. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they can read my spirit and my aura. You know what I'm saying? There's another, and when it comes down to fairies, I'm talking about trolls, jinns, all forms of magical creatures that you can think of. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this book only been, but the term fairy generally means the spirit, the real actual spirits, astral beings of the spirit around the astral planes. Most of the fairies reside in the astral planes. You know what I'm saying? But these are the fairies right here, and like I said, they do look demonic. But these are my people right here. These are my kind. Like I said, I was trying to embrace another race of people in this earth. You know what I'm saying? I know you wonder why you don't embrace your own people. Well, my own people, you know what I'm saying, from what I'm learning from history, and not history, but research, that they are chosen by God, right along with the Jewish people. What have you want to? I'm trying to be careful with my words, but what I'm basically trying to say is that I'm trying to embrace a group of beings that's not of this world. And when it comes down to the fairy beings, and fairy beings mean different types. Like, this is a troll right here. I think that's a troll right there. So fairies, you think of them as butterfly wings and human bodies and faces, But the term fairy means a whole group of beings. You know what I'm saying? That's of different races. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next one. So as you can see, these are the fairy beings of the spirit realm. And yes, they do look demonic. But I'm going to be honest with you. They've been trying to get in get in contact with me ever since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why I was sleeping in bed with my mom, because I was scared to sleep by myself, because these are the type of beings that was trying to get in contact with me when I was trying to sleep by myself. I started having powerful visions, and the visions started coming into my view. I was very young. I even astral projected out of my body, and these fairies trying to put me back into my body, because my young body was physically, well, I was physically fit, but my young body was already connected spiritually to the spirit realm and to the fairies, which is why I didn't start sleeping by myself until I hit 15, until I reached my preteen age. You know, actually, no, I was sharing a room with my sister. Later left out of room because she was being disrespectful, and I started, sleeping by myself. But the reason why I was never sleeping by myself, or I had to sleep in my own room, is because these are the type of beings that was trying to get in contact with me when I was a kid. So the fairy kingdom was already trying to get in contact with me. And there was. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to get in contact with me. These are the beings. Oh, crap. Oh, YouTube, my bad for showing that. But, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, I had to cough. I know y'all saw that, but YouTube, this is a work of art. This is not no damn P word or pornography, whatever you want to call it. This is me showing word. The thing is, I was freaking coughing for some reason. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't coughing at first, but my throat was itchy and I started coughing. But I did not mean to show that picture of that girl showing nipples, YouTube. Oh, my bad. This is nothing but art. I'm showing nothing but art, YouTube. So please don't get this age restricted or anything. I'm trying to show people in this world, people in YouTube, people who follow me, people who subscribe to me, people who stumble across this video, to let them know that these are crap. I did it again. Well, you can barely see it, but you know what I'm saying? I can show this picture because he ain't showing nothing else, but you know what I'm saying? So this is my race and my kind, but let me close because I already made a mistake. So this book might probably go by a different title, or the cover of the book might go by a different image. But if you want this book, you can find it on Amazon, but it probably don't look exactly like this. I think this is a very old edition. But the world of fairies, you see, if you want to embrace the fairy kingdom, and when I talk about fairies, I'm talking about fallen angels, demons, because you already saw what they look like in this book. If you want to embrace the fairy kingdom, then go to your local library and look for the books that talks about galleries or images. Read this book and try to connect with the fairies. Try to kiss in the fairies' images in these books. Do whatever. Even though this is a library book, but I know people in the library, hopefully they clean it, but I don't think people look at this book right here. Hold on, y'all. So this is a good book right here. But let me put this right here. So I've been heavily having this book with me. Mother Yemaya, but her original name is Yemoja. You know what I'm saying? I've been constantly looking at this book, and this book it's from a poet. You know, so this is what his name go by. And the reason why I started, the thing is, my mom, she blessed Mother Oshun into my life. And I thought Mother Oshun was my chosen Orisha. Not knowing that I was not, when I had dreams though, I always dream about the ocean and not the river. You know what I'm saying? I constantly have dreams about the ocean. Why? Because Mother Yemaya, she's the queen of the sea or the ocean. You know, she's dark-skinned, a beautiful dark-skinned mother, and I consider her as my mother. So if you see me with this book carrying around in my town, or me just carrying this book, that means that Mother Yemaya is always with me. You know what I'm saying? She's forever with me. But I'm a hoodoo practitioner. I'm not part of Santeria. I'm not part of Polymeon or Voodoo, even though I support Voodoo. But I'm a hoodoo practitioner. That means I don't follow no religious doctrine. I can do however I want to do it. Through the guidance of Yemoja, but my mother Yemoja. But I got statues saved in my wish list of her, and which is the reason why I'm trying to save my money up or put it in my balance account in Amazon. So once I save enough money, I'll buy all them statues. Then I'm gonna start buying the candles and altars or items for the altar, because Mother Yemoja, she been trying to connect with me for the longest. You know what I'm saying? She brought punishment to my mom and them because she was so wrong to bless Oshun into my life. See, I always thought Oshun was my main, but my mom, she's so dysfunctional, and because of her being dysfunctional, her disabilities are getting worse because she makes poor decisions, but she don't feel sorry for it. So my mom, she gonna forever have that guilt in her mind, even though she might not acknowledge it or see it. But my mom is a great denier when it comes to her making poor decisions. Instead of instead of Yemaya being my Orisha, my mom decided to have Yemaya be her spirit guide. But you gotta understand, Yemaya, she protected my ancestors through the Atlantic slave trade when it was coming from West Africa to America. Yemaya and Mother Oshun, I'm always gonna call Oshun my mother. Yemoja and Mother Oshun, Mother Yemoja and Mother Oshun protected my ancestors when they were coming to America. When I read this book right here, yeah, the reason why Yemoja is connected to my ancestor because she's the one that protected them and made sure they stay alive in order for me to be born. You know what I'm saying? Because when my mom started embracing Orisha worship, she did it through the tarot reading. But really, though, Yemoja was trying to call me into her circle at a young age. Even though Oshun was blessed into my life, that upset my mother Yemoja, which is why she brought punishment to my mom and them because she didn't do it right. Yemoja was the one that was calling for me. The Orishas didn't want my mom and sister to them because they wasn't even fit and they're not even really truly dedicated to the spirit realm. Like when it comes to my mom, she's a denier, but due to her disability, she can't understand life fully. And when it comes to my sister, she just down there fucking numb or just chill. My sister don't take the spirit realm serious either. Basically, what I'm trying to say, they take my sister and my mom and them, besides my nieces and them, you know, so even though basically they take an atheistic approach. And what I mean by atheistic approach, they're living for the world and the things of the world. They are, you know what I'm saying, they'll come obsessed with this world. You know what I'm saying, on not yours when it comes to my sister and my mom. When it comes down to me, that's why, like, the thing is, you know, there are secret societies trying to recruit me, but they're talking about you will gain famous and wealth and all that stuff. Not knowing that I saw all the videos on the internet of what happens when people take that chance of fame and wealth and stuff and how it affects their lives. I mean, look at Kanye West. He couldn't stand paparazzi, you know, taking pictures of him and his wife. Him and his former wife, Kim Kardashian. Basically, what I'm trying to say is all that wealth and fame and all that stuff, that doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, yep, my mother, Yemaya, she will give me wealth. She will give me everything that I needed. Not these secret societies, not these other people that's trying to convince me, oh, join this, you will have this. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. Just because I'm loyal to I'm loyal to Father Sam, my mother Lilith, doesn't mean I want what people in the industry want. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might get shot with a gang of females and gang of money and gang of food to eat, but for what cost? I know the price that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know the rituals that come with that too when you into that lifestyle. I mean, they can shut me down if they want me to, but if they want to shut me down, but they don't understand. I'm more connected to the spirit realm than this physical world. I might gain entertainment from the music that this physical world produce, but other than that, I'm of the spirit realm and the digital world. So secret society, you gotta understand, I don't put my faith on man alone or put my faith in man. You gotta understand, Yemaya, she's a goddess, she's a spirit. She represents the spirits of the ocean. If they're trying to do something slick to really force me to be part of their circle, then it's not gonna be good. Cause you gotta understand, they're gonna get repercussions from their ancestors and from my ancestors, but definitely from Mother Yemoja. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, the secret societies, I'm not gonna explain which one is which, but the secret societies, they already put too much stuff out there when it come down to what they do in Hollywood and all the rituals that they do in there. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not gonna take that risk to embrace radical Satanism within the circles of Hollywood. Like I said, like, first of all, let me move Mother Yemoja book. As long as I got the fairy kingdom and the fairy beings with me, like, I can be homeless right now. If I become homeless, I'm gonna start sleeping in graveyards and stuff like that and really connect myself to the spirit realm if they want to take it that far with me. This is not no threat or nothing. I'm trying to explain fully that if you see the goddess that I worship, you think Yemoja, even though she don't mind me practicing Luciferian or black magic, but you think that Yemoja will allow, you know, them to terrorize me and traumatize me by being in the industry, she probably won't allow that. You know what I'm saying? She probably know that's not meant for me to be part of that circle. We're gonna have to come to an agreement of how I can be brought up into the in the song Umbrella, when Rihanna said "You Still Be My Star." I already know I can become famous if I really just accept what they offer to me. If I just say yes and I accept it. But the thing about it is, I'm not obsessed with this physical world. I'm not obsessed with this physical planet. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people in this world, especially here in America, that want to embrace, that want to chase the American dream. My main dream is becoming of the spirit realm, but my main dream is chasing the metaverse dream, not this physical world dream. Everybody want that physical wealth and fame and all that. I mean, look at all the celebrities that are famous and shit. They have to work all hard and sacrifice and do rituals to get where they are in the fame world. You know what I'm saying? This is no secret. Everybody know this, but when it comes to Mother Yemoja, my mother right here, she really don't want me to be a part of that. Unless we're going to come to some agreements to how they want me to be a part of that, then cool. But when it comes to their radical rituals and radical Satanism practices, I'm not going to go that far. I love Diablo video games, but at the same time, no, we're not in that universe where all them things are possible unless all the shields have been opened. But you know, that's all I gotta say right there. So, you know, for me, I'm all about the fairy kingdom and the fairy beings. And when it comes down to fairy beings, there's over 1 billion plus different. What I mean by 1 billion plus, I'm not talking about how many beings are there. 1 billion plus means there's billion different types of fairy races. Why? Because the astral planes or the spirit realm is so big and so gigantic. There's enough room for different type of fairies that can be created as thought forms living in the astral planes or within the spirit realm. Basically, every astral being that's in the astral planes or in the spirit realm are all fairies, especially if they're of different spirit realms or dimensions. All of them are fairies, and that's one thing I want to say. So, you know, this your boy Tab Money. That's all I want to say right here. So, I know I made this video long, but I want to explain to the people, especially people that have watched these videos, you know what I'm saying, what do I embrace and accept? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm all about the fairy kingdom. I'm all about embracing the fairy beings. I'm all about being faithful to my mother, Yemoja, and doing things in the spirit and in the digital once the metaverse or video games. Right now, I'm just focused on Diablo 4. I still play Call of Duty and Overwatch here and there, but my main focus is Diablo 4. So I'm at that part. I know you saw my gameplay. If you saw my last video, my gameplay, I'm stuck up dealing with this girl's mother, and she gained powers from Mother Lilith, which is incredible powers that I know Mother Lilith will bless me with near the end of days or whatever you call it. But that's all I gotta say. This is your boy Tammy, finna sign off. So be on the lookout for my other videos. Stay tuned. So peace.